Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Hola. So abrupt. I'm never ready. I'm just never ready to start the show at the right time. Are we good? We good, Chris? Yeah, good to go. All right. Welcome everybody to Billy and Willie's Workshop. We are on episode 4.
Yep, you actually got Willie back in the thing.
Yeah, we got Willie back in the thing.
First of all, I'd like to just say thanks, Ross Peterson, for filling in. And let me tell you something about Ross Peterson. It's a crime this guy isn't on the radio every day. Seriously is. He's by hands down one of the best radio sports guys around, and why he doesn't have a job is wrong. So he's good.
I'm fairly confident he'll land on his feet no matter what.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine.
It's weird to me when they do shit like that at these fucking huge radio conglomerates, whatever. Like, why him? It's like, why'd you pick him?
He's so polished. I mean, I wake up in the morning, he's listening to Travis, and I like Travis too. Don't get me wrong, Travis, but I mean, I listen to Ross. He's just polished. He's really, really good at what he does. And how they had to find one person to pull out of that pack and say,
he's the one.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I can't figure it out either. I mean, there's enough room on that. You go through a whole day on that station, and you regularly hear people like,
"Oh yeah,
are you serious?"
Well, without a doubt.
But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is, Billy.
Ross will be all right.
Tight.
Well, hopefully we can get something going together.
Yeah,
actually, is what I'm hoping for. But anyway, so here we are. It's I guess you can't say we're starting a new season because it's our 4th episode.
Yeah. It's three Beards Media. I got a beard, you got a beard, Chris got a beard, but we're not even the Beards. Well, he's one of the Beards, but we're not the Beards.
I think there's really only 2 beards now.
If I brought my sister, that'd be 3 Beards.
Where we at?
She's an Italian girl. And she has a mustache. And
where we at, Chris? You just got 2 beards?
Oh yeah.
Yep, just 2 beards. Yep. We fired the 3rd beard, but we like the name so good that we just kept it.
Okay.
There you go.
Or you can get a girl that's actually dating a homosexual, and she'd be a beard.
Okay. All right.
This is true. Oh, we already got him out.
There you go.
We were making him nervous earlier because of my joke book.
Yeah.
From
1936.
My 1936 joke book.
Yeah.
He's so
you know what?
scared.
Trump's in office. You can pull that book out. We'll be fine.
Here's the problem. There's stuff. There is. I do wish I could read some of this shit.
Yeah.
The problem with reading it is people are gonna think I'm laughing for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I can't even hardly read some of these without laughing ridiculously hard. But they're so bad.
You know, I grew up as a person, and I'm not. I don't think necessarily my family even agrees, but I always grew up with you should be able to do and say whatever you want, and if you don't like what you hear or say, turn the station, walk away, whatever. You know what I mean? But I firmly believe in free speech as far as whatever you want to say. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I think that in order to protect free speech, you have to protect all of it.
Yeah,
even what you don't like.
I agree.
But it doesn't protect you from consequences. That's what people like. People fail to realize. Freedom of speech keeps you from going to jail for saying something. It doesn't keep you from losing your job or
someone cold cocking you in a bar.
Exactly.
Like what I agree.
Because that's the thing. It's weird. I've heard people. You'll hear white people talk about the N-word.
Yeah.
Like, well, they say. I learned those rules.
Yeah, you know what's
like
funny?
Way early.
You know what's funny about that though is that as a kid, I mean, I grew up around a lot of black people, and I mean, have I ever said the N-word? Yes, I have, and I mean, there was a time back in the day when I would say it to a black person and get away with it, but I've learned, and you learn as you get older, it wasn't right. You don't do that.
Well, you got away.
Stop.
You got away with it because they felt like they had to let you.
Whatever the thing was.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was wrong until I finally.
I think
that's shown it was wrong.
I think that's what you learn later on.
Yeah, and you find out it's wrong. And I mean, but here's a bad thing. I still got friends that still. Well, I used to. Well, no, you got to grow. You got to change. You got to, you got to.
But see, I grew up at the right time.
Yeah.
In the right place.
Yeah.
To where you just knew.
Yeah.
There's just a word white people don't say. You just don't say.
Yeah.
I mean, but I went to elementary school with the Oak Ridge kids and all that.
Yeah.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
that's stuff you just figured out. And but what's crazy to me is anyone that doesn't understand.
No, I
was like in first grade, got this shit figured out real fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's not even worth an argument. It's not even worth the conversation.
People
right. Say, well, I don't. Then we're done. Yeah, there's nothing other than just don't do it.
My favorite. I had someone not too long ago say that. Well, why do you need to say? Why do you need to be able to say it?
I know.
Like I remember. I remember we used to say that. Now it's an F word. Now it's the F word.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say it on stage like it was nothing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And then I remember when people started getting upset about it, and I was like, I remember Louis C.K. had like a whole bit about
like, very funny.
Oh, we don't say it about like homosexuality,
exactly.
But
he had that whole thing where he used the N word and the C word and the F word all together,
But then that was a moment in my career where I was like, oh, well, do I need this word? Why do I need to be able to say
I never
word?
needed the word, but it really kind of stunts me when I try to sing Mystical. It you know what I mean?
Or Eminem.
Yeah. The Mystical songs, shake that ass. That kind of slows me.
We should bust this book out though. Like I feel like we should read something.
Well, I mean, just the part of the book. First of all, the book's from 1936. Show them what it looks like.
This okay. There's a story. I told this story on the episode with Ross. Kind of, sort of. So, my sister bought me tickets to something for Christmas. I don't know. I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. And I don't even remember what the tickets were. I don't remember if it was a concert of Iowa game. I don't remember. Yeah. But she wanted something to wrap, so she found this book.
It's very cool. And the fact that she found that book is
like at a used bookstore.
How that book has not been burned up from a long time ago.
Or a Goodwill or something. And so it's The World's Best Jokes. Yeah. And it was published in 1936. And so here's the table of contents. I'm just going to read it. Nobody get mad at me. You have to have the context of the time. Basically, 1936.
Milton Berle's career.
So, and it says at the bottom, The World's Best Jokes is a book for joy and laughter, for use by all public speakers or salesmen, for special gatherings and private pleasures.
My Lord.
It is 1,001 nights of American entertainment. So here is the table of contents. Or actually, I'm going to read the actual table of contents.
Yeah.
1, American jokes. 2, Yankee jokes. 3, Rube jokes. 4, Negro jokes. 5, Irish jokes. 6, Scotch jokes. It says Scotch jokes, and then underneath says glossary of Scottish words.
So apparently, if you might not understand the joke because of the Scottish words.
So you have to have a
that would almost like a translator.
She was a silly lass.
Yeah. Exactly.
Lass woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me.
There's no Italian jokes in there.
I can't mute myself when I cough because these mics don't allow it. So I apologize. I'm getting over something. So we got 7 Jewish jokes, 8 hobo jokes, 9 jokes about drunks, 10 jokes about preachers, 11 jokes about lawyers, jokes about doctors, Broadway wife, college jokes, witty retorts, epitaph, epigrams in verse, toasts, little Willies.
The little Willies is the one we have to get.
Little Willies. Boners.
Just boners. I like it.
Just boners. Limericks. Comic verse. That sounds like a comic verse. Sounds like a fucking font.
Yeah.
Nonsense poems, parodies, college rhymes, Negro dialect.
So we're back to the Negroes again.
Western dialect verse, Irish and other verses index.
No Italian, no Mexican. No Mexicans, they might have been here yet.
Yeah, I don't think they knew about that.
No homosexual jokes.
No, that was
okay.
That was probably out of sight, out of mind.
I'm trying to think of in the 30s as far as comedy. There wasn't there was vaudeville, I believe. I mean, I'm trying to think of.
And that would be where all this probably came from.
Yeah. I mean, Milton Berle back in the day. I mean, this is, back in the day, the Catskill comics and all those guys, they all used each other's material.
Yeah, this is probably.
Yeah.
It's probably a compilation of just vaudeville.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand. Okay, so let's go to
the Little Willies.
Let's go to Little Willies.
From what we've gathered, Little Willie
page 290
murders everybody.
No, was that Little Willie?
That's Little Willie. Yeah.
Little Willie.
Little Willie kills everybody.
Dude.
Just read like the first 2 or 3 of
them. Excuse me.
I made a 4x4 basement with the walls all closed up with this guy over here. Diphtheria.
I'm good.
Okay.
I was sick coming back from Nashville. Everything's fine. I wouldn't have let you come over.
Okay. Read a Little Willie.
Little Willie. You know what? I need a flashlight here.
Okay.
Because I can't see shit.
Okay.
All right. Little Willie in bows and sashes fell in the fire and got burned to ashes. In the winter, when the weather is chilly, no one likes to poke up Willie.
There you go. Well, he actually killed himself in that one. He murders other people in the other one.
Little Willie hung his sister.
Yeah.
She was dead before we missed her. Willie's always up to tricks. Ain't he cute? He's only 6.
6-year-old murdered his sister.
Willie's cute as cute can be. Beneath his brother, only 3. He lit a stick of dynamite. Now Bubby's simply out of sight.
He's killed 2 people in his family.
Little Willie sounds like fucking Chucky.
Oh, shit.
Willie on the railroad track. The engine gave a squeal. The engineer just took a spade and scraped him off the wheel.
Willie's been killed twice and killed twice. He's like, he's like Michael Myers.
It's Mr. Bill before claymation.
Oh no!
Yeah. Willie, with a thirst for gore, nailed the baby to the door. Mother said with humor quaint, "Willie dear, don't spoil the paint."
There you go. So that's 3 killings and been killed twice.
And Mom's hilarious.
Yeah, mom always backs Willie.
Mom's got a hell of a sense of humor.
She's the alibi for Willie.
Willie saw some dynamite, couldn't understand it quite. Curiosity never pays. It rained Willie 7 days.
So fucking Willie. Willie's been killed 3 times, and he's killed 3 times. And the times he's been killed, he's been run over by a train, he's been burned to death, and he's been drowned, I believe.
No, he just blew up.
Oh, he blew up. Okay. I'm sure somewhere in there he'll drown.
Into the cistern, little Willie pushed his little sister Willie. Mother couldn't find her daughter. Now we sterilize our water.
Someone actually wrote these. It took quill, pen in hand, and wrote these out.
And did them by Roman numerals, even.
Yes, exactly.
High.
I would like to know who the actual authors are of these little Willies.
Willie and 2 other brats licked up all the rough-on rats. Father said when mother cried, "Never mind, they'll die outside."
Wow. All murder. Little Willies are all murder.
There's got to be some history behind these.
There. I'm sure there is.
Chris, can you Google Little Willie? Like, can you... There's got to be some kind of... Willie poisoned his father's tea. Father died in agony. Mother came and looked quite vexed. "Really, Will?" she said. "What's next?"
So she's backing them all up. This little fucker's a murderer, and she's yeah.
I can't figure out.
There's a whole joke book, apparently,
of little
him. Yes, hold on. I found a vintage 1970 funny little joke book, volume 33, Little Willie's joke cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oh, that's all right.
Right here.
Little Willie won't.
So it's available on eBay.
Yeah.
$11.
I just wonder if
Little Willie stabbed his sister. She was dead before we missed her. Willie's always up to tricks. Ain't he cute? He's only 6. It's an actual comic book.
Oh, so
in the well, did little Willie push his little sister Lily? Mother couldn't find her daughter. Now we sterilize our water.
It's the same ones.
Yeah.
Little
so
Willie
that one's published in the 70s, you said?
Yeah. Little Willie on his bike through the village took a hike. Mrs. Thompson blocked the walk. She will live, but still can't talk.
Fucking Willie's just...
Willie fucking clothesliners?
I like it. Willie's vicious little son of a bitch.
Wait. Hold on. Little Willie hit the ball, lined one down the schoolhouse hall. Through the pour came Professor Hill. Several teeth are missing still.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there were 2 more pages of these in this book.
So he didn't kill the professor. He just wounded him. So that's...
I just wonder what the origin... I mean, it does remind me. There was always those little kill your teacher deals.
Yeah.
Like, I remember... what was it? It was...
called limericks. I found a whole...
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying when we found them. I was like, this is a bunch of limericks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Willie, I got apparently that just to say Little Willie sounds funny.
I just wonder if, Little Willie itself, if there's like an origin story there, like where, why Little Willie, where did little,
I'll continue to look.
That book that you found said 1974. Is that what you said, right? Yeah. So
this is 40 years.
This is 30. Yeah. So
years later.
somebody took those limericks and made a comic, like illustrated.
But I would love to know the author of it and where. I mean, the origin of why.
I got
Little Willie.
Little Willies.
This guy.
Yeah, Little Willie. Willie won't go home.
That's right. Every time I would walk into a nightclub back in the 70s, they put that song on.
Would they?
Yeah.
You were that popular.
I was.
You weren't a comic yet, then, were you?
No, not until
you were just fucking disco fever.
I was Travolta, baby. I really
fucking fly collar.
Oh yeah, I had it all.
Oh yeah, you were.
I had it all.
No doubt in my mind. You still had I bet you still wore your pants up high too.
Oh, way up.
Yeah, way up.
Right about my Adam's apple. It's right up there.
What was your?
I can't get over my belly now.
Did you do the fucking?
I could do all the dances.
Yeah,
I could do them all. I was Saturday Night Fever before Saturday Night. Saturday Night Fever came out in '78. I was already in the clubs doing that shit.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Little Willie rhymes are light verses, including indifferent or cheerfully inappropriate responses to a gruesome act of violence in a quatrain form attributed to Harry Graham 1874 to 1936. The earliest was included among the Ruthless Rhymes for Heartless Homes, published in 1898 under Graham's pen name, Colonel D. Streamer, while he was serving in the Coldstream Guards. The above...
So it was gallows humor from these guys fucking watching people die all the time.
So written in 1898.
See, it just goes to show it's been dark for a long time. Yep. We're going to hell. What do you think happened when like somebody's mom read their little Willie limerick pamphlet?
They went to
we're all gonna die. Look at what's happening.
Give him the elixir, and they made him drink some shit that killed him.
Logrum or whatever they called it, just opium.
Yeah, that's right.
Laudanum, I think is what it was.
Yeah. He's been on reefer madness.
He's gonna axe his whole family to death.
That's right, little Willie. Why did you name him Willie?
That was like when kids started playing Grand Theft Auto, and everybody thought that was they're all gonna run out and
exactly.
They're like, oh my god, my son was reading this. He's gonna go nail a baby to a door.
Okay,
but look at what this is telling him to do.
But he'll get money from hookers. I've never actually played I don't think I've ever actually seen anybody play Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it's just from what I've heard how the game works. I've never actually. What do you get in a car and you drive and you see a hooker and you pull over?
That is a complete aside. Like, that's just something you can do that's funny.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's not even
that's not
part of the game.
Whole thing. All right.
I mean, it is and it isn't.
Yeah.
But it's just something like I'm trying to think of what it. Did you ever? There was a game. It was
I've never played it unless it was a real fucking game that you went outside.
Well, I'm asking if you've heard of it though.
Okay.
Like I want to say it was early '80s. It was called Leisure Suit Larry.
No.
So it was like a computer game that you could play that had it was adult.
Uh-huh.
And I remember playing it somewhere, and one of the things you could do is go to the store and buy rubbers.
Oh, really?
Like one of the ways you would die is you got a hooker and you fuck this hooker, and it showed it had like a sensor block.
Uh-huh.
And it would just like move up and down. And if you didn't get a rubber, you died because you got AIDS from the hooker. Yeah.
Have you ever done a thing where you can wear
I feel like maybe it's a little maybe that's kind of inspired from
I have it now up on the screen, Bill. Right here.
Is that Leisure Larry?
Yeah, Leisure Suit Larry, yeah.
It's him walking.
There's Willie going into the club.
You can tell by the way that you people not in the movie.
Yeah. Not. Okay, you had to.
Karen Carpenter wasn't in that movie.
Yeah. And so if you got that question wrong, I don't even remember how the game worked. I was a kid, and I just remember.
That looks like a bar I actually went into.
Oh yeah, there's a fucking crackhead or passed out drunk, and
so you go in there. So now he's in the bathroom. Is that where he's at?
I think this is where he gets chlamydia.
You're on Lefty's one and only restroom. Stench is overpowering. Oh my god, it's like the old Francie's on Fleur. Now, isn't there a thing where you could actually have like a porno thing where you can actually be in a porno where you put like a.
You're talking about VR porn?
Yeah. Well, how's that work?
You're just watching first person porn.
You got to put those goggles on and shit.
Yeah, I've got the VR headset.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing that right now?
You want to watch some VR porn? I have to charge it up.
You know what? I think our next podcast, I believe we should be watching VR
That's a
porn.
good idea. That's a really good idea. Well, because you can cast it.
Really?
I can have it on a screen so that we can watch.
Yeah.
We can
what do you mean cast that? Like certain porn stars?
No, like you can cast, meaning you can cast it to a screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like my VR headset's hooked to the internet, TV's hooked to the internet. I
think that's. I don't know
why.
Have
a TV screen showing.
For the love of God, I'm in a basement, fucking staring at you. We could do something better than this. My Lord.
No. Yeah, okay. So. Yeah, that's another video. Like the novelty kind of wore off on it. I got it
The novelty world.
No, like I got it. I didn't know there was.
You mean your penis world?
I didn't know shit. I didn't know shit about the porn.
Yeah.
I just got it for the games. Like it's
that's like I get Penthouse for the art.
No, I didn't know the porn existed.
Okay.
Like I didn't know it was a thing. Like I had a friend. I was married at the time when I first. It's the Quest. I can't remember something Quest.
Mm-hmm.
It's called MetaQuest now, but it was called something else when I got it. Oculus Quest. And I was married at the time. We went over to this other couple's house, and he had one, and so we played these.
This
games.
is quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we played these games on it. Like one of them's called Super Hot.
Okay.
And Super Hot is like the Matrix.
Yeah.
So like there's like these scenarios where the graphics aren't like looking at real people.
Yeah.
It's gamey.
Yeah.
And it's basic because it's VR. Like you can't be too detailed and have gameplay at the same time. So in Super Hot, like they're coming, like the enemy doesn't move unless you move. So they're coming at the door. You got to kill them before they kill you. So they're coming through the door. You have whatever weapons. They have a gun. So they shoot you. And if you stop, the bullet stops. And so you see where the bullet's going, and you can slowly move like the Matrix, basically. Right?
I see.
And so that's
so if it's
there's
porn,
several games that
if it's porn and it's a money shot, you can get out of the way of the pearl necklace. Is what I'm saying.
No,
It's coming at you.
because she keeps going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this isn't Super Hot now.
So this is from a long time ago. I got to think all the stuff now. If you get a new one of these games, it's got to be incredible.
It's gonna get better and better. Yeah. So to answer your question about the porn.
Yeah.
So right after literally right after I got divorced. And I think I've done a bit about it on stage. You might have seen it.
Divorced for the first or second time?
Second time.
Okay.
And I had a bunch of people over, and a buddy of mine saw the Quest, and he was like, "Have you seen the porn on that?" And I was like, well, "There's porn?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's a fucking game changer." And I'm like, whatever, because I just figured, like you can download Netflix on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so if you watch a Netflix movie on there, it's like you're sitting in a movie theater.
That's cool.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It looks like. And so I'm thinking with the porn, it would just be you'd just be watching porn, but it would be up close.
Right.
Like they've got an app where you can watch an NBA game and it looks like you're sitting courtside.
Oh, cool.
But it's obviously not 100% perfect, but so I figured with the porn, that's all it would be. Well,
and this is nothing. This is big.
What it is
Saturday night with your friends.
Well, you've seen porn where basically it looks like you're the guy
holding the camera.
Like you just see the camera, like the girl's talking into the camera, like she's talking to you.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and everything is happening in that kind of first person way. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
Except you're right there.
Yeah.
You're surrounded. It's like you're in the room.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I gotta think in this day and age of technology. I bet right now there's some really wild shit out there.
It's actually the thing is it's harder to jerk off to than just watching porn on a screen.
Okay.
Because none of your cleanup shit, nothing around you. Like if you're gonna jerk off to VR porn, you should probably stand in the bathtub.
Goggles on.
Yeah.
Lotion. That sounds so romantic and sexy.
If you try to like set the mood or some shit in the room, you don't even know what's in the room. You're not in the room.
No,
like once you'll see. Like we're totally doing this next week. I got to make sure that I get it charged up and updated and everything because I haven't touched it in probably 2 years.
Little Willie watching porn.
Oh, this is
Billy snuck up behind with an ear of corn. Oh yeah. Okay.
He's looking behind with the New York court.
Billy said, "You know what would make this better? Let's bring in a large Negro." And Chris has turned off the podcast. Okay.
It was a great run, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Fuck me. Oh my God. Oh, I still got too much fucking shit in my chest to laugh like that. Oh, fuck, man. But yeah.
Okay.
It's
So that's where the show's going. We started off trying to do a really nice podcast, and people are gonna say, "Well, what happened to that podcast?" Oh man, they went off the dark side. Now. They got a great big audience, but they're all real S&M people and shit. We look over, Chris has got a mask on and a ball gag. We look watching him on the screen.
Bring out the gimp.
Oh man.
That was fucking fantastic.
What else?
So yeah, we're getting this done. We're doing this next week. I can't fucking.
I don't know if anybody else is doing it at this point.
You're gonna be so surprised at how like you almost want there's gonna come like some kind of technology. I mean, I'm sure it's being worked on. Like you've seen,
I'm
like,
sure of it. Yeah,
you've seen like the sex robots and shit.
Yeah.
Like
all
that stuff.
Yeah.
There's gonna have to be something that works in conjunction with.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there already is.
Because the way it is when you're watching the porn like that, it feels like you can reach out and touch them.
You're watching that, and then
like you should be able to reach out and touch.
What's the thing called, the fleshlight or whatever it is?
Oh yeah, I already said. I'm
sure.
I'm a fucking fleshlight away from just living alone forever.
I'm sure somewhere in your house there's a lubricated old tube sock somewhere that's just gotten the busy end to build.
No, that's back at my parents' house.
Wait, Billy, you left your old cast in here.
That's still the ceiling tiles in my old room. I'm trying to remember.
We turned into OnlyFans over here.
Do you remember when you first started jerking off?
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I've never talked about this.
Yeah, tell me the very first.
Well, let me tell you what it was. It wasn't anything like you would think. I was a kid. We lived, and I was young. I don't know, probably 5 or 6. And
wait. Okay, go ahead. I want you to finish the story. But I'm talking about
no. This is different. There was we had a clothesline thing in the backyard, a big pole, on the clothesline in the T. And I remember there was a bird nest in there, and I wanted to climb up and see and I remember climbing up the pole. I got halfway up.
Got a little chub about halfway up.
Fucking dizzy and fell off the pole. And so every day my mom would look out that window and there's a little Willie, like a monkey on a banana tree. That's it's climbing up that thing. As a kid, it was just at the point where I just rubbed myself against anything. I remember watching my brother play baseball. I'm watching Dowling play. I'm like 7, 8 years old. I'm on the backstop, just going back and forth.
Just on the chain link.
Yeah. Exactly. My dad's looking at me like, boy, he's really interested in this.
Oh, man, this kid loves baseball. Oh, look at him. He's right up on the fence every pitch.
Little Willie rubbed himself raw. People said it's against the law. Little
Willie said to the priest, "Get away with your paw."
God, this show has turned into something we didn't want it to.
No, it's exactly what I wanted it to be.
God. So anyway, that's.
Fuck, I'm breaking a sweat.
That's what I remember now. And I'll stop there because I'm a kind of an older, dignified guy. But tell me your little story about when you
dude.
probably just knowing you must have destroyed yourself many times. I could just see just rubbing it to the point of where it's like blood and whatever.
Don't you remember but don't you? What about the first time you actually jerked off?
I'm trying to think if I don't remember exactly, but
because I remember the first time I did because I wasn't sure if I could bust it up yet or not. I wanted to know if I could.
So I mean, someone told you, hey, you got to do this to get this, and you thought,
well, no, it was like everybody talked about jerking off all the time. And,
so what grade?
And it was always something everybody made fun of.
What grade were you in?
So you didn't want to tell anybody.
Yeah, like 6th grade, 7th grade.
Oh no, I think
I was 22 years old.
I was like a freshman or sophomore.
Oh wow!
Because I was such a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Like I've told you before, I didn't even have hair under my arms until I was 17.
Really?
No, I was barely 5 foot.
No, that's a bitch. I mean, you didn't get hair in your arm until 17. Then you lose the hair on your head when you're 18.
Yes, exactly. Like 19.
Nothing stayed in place long enough.
I was 19 when my hair started falling out.
Wow.
But yeah, I was so I had a girlfriend, and she was older, and like I remember her wanting to have sex and me like, I'm not ready. Like,
oh really?
I'm just not ready.
Were you Jim Jackson? Let's wait a while.
I was just fucking terrified that my dick was too small. Like,
well, you went to North, so
all these. But you're right though. It's like all these dudes are like grown men.
Yeah.
And actually, that girl, in fact, had just broke up with a big, huge black dude.
Wow.
And I'm barely 5 foot little white boy. I mean,
I had really dark, and I'll stick my leg in there.
Like I had hair on my nuts and shit, but I not under my arms. And so I was like, man, I gotta figure out like
how I can pull this off.
Yeah. If I can actually,
like
I didn't know if a condom would fit. So like I had to I remember getting a condom and getting my dick hard to put the condom on to see if it would fit. Because I was like, man, if I ever get to that situation, you know, it's not like I saw other hard dicks to see.
Yeah, how to do it. Yeah, exactly.
And the only thing I'd seen was porn, and all those guys are fucking John Holmes.
So
I'm just like sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I remember it because my parents were gone, and my little brother and one of his friends were at my house, and they were out in the living room. And I went in the bathroom and took a bath. We didn't have a shower. Took a bath, and so I remember I started. But like. The thing I remember the most about the first time is it took me like fucking 45 minutes. Like it took forever.
So you're feeling guilt on your own self.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
And I just remember like, okay. And I remember at one point I used shampoo for lube. I remember everybody talking about Vaseline and shit all the time. And I remember I used shampoo for lube. And at one point, I was standing in front of the bathroom mirror with both of my hands, just like fucking my hand,
praying. It looks like you were praying.
It was almost like I was trying to make like a fucking
like the football players when they.
But I remember looking at my own face like, oh, what are you doing? And then I remember at one point my little brother going, Billy, what are you doing? Like I think they might have heard the fucking they might have heard something. Oh, nothing. No. And I remember I finally remember like I busted the nut that first time and it was like, whoa. And so then
hallelujah after that.
But what was funny is like for like 3 days I thought I did something. My dick like burnt because I used shampoo.
Oh.
And so I was like worried. I remember I went to my aunt's house and told my aunt.
Oh, wow.
And she just started laughing. She was like, use KY jelly.
Yeah,
And I didn't even know what the fuck KY jelly was.
Yeah, good old whore.
Yeah. But then I learned how to be a fucking dry jerker not too long after that. I got enough experience.
God, mine's all a blur, but you got yours down.
Dude, I learned how to be a dry jerker out of necessity because I was never alone.
Oh, when you're young, remember you should dry hump girls? That was you talk about pleasure and pain at the same time, rubbing up against them.
Did you ever dry hump until you nutted?
Yeah,
like in your pants, like
but you get like you're up against like that, like up against the what do you call it, the zipper? Oh, geez. Yeah. I looked like you had railroad tracks.
You know what? I remember one time me and you went to a strip club on the road.
Oh yeah,
in like Missouri somewhere.
Yeah.
And this chick gave me a lap dance and fucking rubbed my shit raw on my zipper.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept trying to like chill her out, and she thought I was telling her to stop because she was gonna make me nut. And I'm like, no, you're fucking hurt.
No, there's smoke coming out of my pants.
Oh, I remember being all irritated for like 2 days after that. It's like, yeah, thanks for the lap dance, Willie.
God, we've turned into like we're all about sex now. It's a sex show.
No, it's not. It just comes up. But that was so fucking funny. You had to be I had to be a dry jerker so nobody would hear me. So wait, no, I lived in a house full of people. We had a bathtub. We didn't have a fucking we didn't have a shower, so I couldn't even.
Wow. It's amazing how you got through it.
I had to learn how to get it done quick.
So who was the girl? Who was your first girl?
Her name was Lisa.
You remember the name? See, I don't remember any of that. I know that I was.
You don't remember the girl's name you lost your virginity to?
No. Billy, that was like 50 some years ago.
Well, I mean, I was 15.
I mean, it was
41 years ago.
No idea. And the thing about it was, I was from the time I was like 15 or 16, I was a maniac for quite a few years.
Well, I was. I mean,
maniac.
I was too. Yeah. Once that happened, but
and a lot of it, I think I'm just trying to black out because I've back when we were younger. I mean,
I jumped on plenty of grenades.
There had to be a lot of rape going on that you didn't know was rape back then. It's like it was wrong. A lot of it was wrong. I mean,
no, I actually look back.
I don't want to say. I don't want anybody coming back to it. I never raped him, but
no, like I
wrong.
I promise you, like when the Me Too movement started, I really reflected on a few different moments that I could remember.
Yeah,
and I was horrified.
Yeah,
like
I was never. I was never only a forceful guy, though. I was never.
No, I was never forceful either. But once I started listening to some of the stories, it sounded eerily familiar.
Yeah.
Because, or even like look at the Louis C.K. situation. Yeah. He was like, "Well, I asked," and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that with the understanding of how much power he had and how they felt like they couldn't say no and yada yada yada. Well, I look back on a couple of different girls that were, kind of like, and I talked them into it or coaxed them along.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And I, at the time, was like, I'm such a fucking stud. Like, I talked her into it, Well, looking back, maybe she felt like she had no choice.
Yeah, it's weird. But my ego has been so fragile for so long that for the most part, I almost counted sex sometimes, even when I didn't have. I mean, I would be with a girl and I would be like, if the situation was different, would you have sex with me? And she said, yeah, I would count that. You know what I mean? I just because I mean, I never wanted to hurt anybody's feelings, and I never wanted to do anything. I mean, I was always, I've been a gentleman for a long time.
Well, that's different.
Yeah,
you're talking about like. What do you mean you count? You like since you've been married? You mean?
Oh, I've never done. You know what? I've been married 30 years. I've never even come close.
Oh, I know that. But I'm saying like asking that question to someone.
Well, wait. Since I've been married, I mean, when I was first married, I mean, I've had girls come up to me and hit on me, and I would say I'm a married man. But if I wasn't, and they'd say yes, and I would say okay, then let's. I could have had that.
Yeah, so then you notch it. Well,
yeah, Homer Simpson did that once in one of his shows with the girls. He said, "Would you if I would?" Yeah, okay, good enough for me. Yeah, exactly.
No,
I know you were a faithful husband too.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's funny. It
was fucking stupid. I shouldn't have been.
It's weird. It's weird, like the comics that you've been around. That I can remember when I was younger, being with these older comics, and
some guys were fucking.
Oh my god! I would go to strip clubs with them. We go out and the waitresses and this, and then at the end of the week, we'd be sitting in the green room, and they say, "Hey, here's my wife and kids."
Yeah.
Dude, you never told me once. I was with you for 5 days. Never knew you were married. Never.
Yeah, there's a few guys that were just fucking scumbags. I was like, dude, how do you?
I don't know. I don't know how you can do that.
Like you'd hear them talk on the phone to their wives, like, "Hey, babe, this." I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. I remember one time I was working with this comic who was a really good comic, and I was with my ex-wife, and we came home and used to stay at the condo. We were in this Memphis condo. And came back one night and I got some steaks. I was cooking my ass off on steak because you can eat that garbage. That stuff will kill you. Blah, blah. Tell me about how bad steak was. And God, you got to start eating plant-based and blah. And I came back 2 nights later, me and my wife and ex-wife, and came in the room, and he was shooting heroin. I said, dude, really? The steak was the problem.
You're killing yourself slowly. I'm doing it fast.
And he eventually did. He eventually overdosed.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Crazy.
I remember us being like, I'm trying to remember. There was the dude I used to take on the road with me a lot, Tom Garland.
Oh yeah, I like Tommy.
He used to talk about other guys that he was on the road with, and he was like, he always said he was always surprised at how good of a person I actually like when he watched what I did on stage and just kind of my attitude or whatever. He was like, it surprised him that I didn't just.
I think I was around the wildest Bill. I think I might have been around the wildest Bill of all.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. In between marriages.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good run.
I think there was a weekend to where it was All-Star Hall of Fame shit.
Yeah. South Bend.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about that weekend on here before, but I had that was a good week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a real good week.
Yeah.
I remember I almost had a threesome that week. Didn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, but you had the ones that that everybody wants, that like the strange little carnival sex people.
Oh yeah, I just wanted a story.
That's right. Was David Telson though? Did you ever fuck him for the story?
100%. You know how? I bet you I have had more.
Did I ever tell you about the time? I can remember the other comic's name was Kevin Kramus. This is a long time ago. This is in the early '80s. I'm working at a comedy club in. It was in where was it? It was in Lansing, Michigan, called Connections. Frank Stevens owned the club. And I'm working, and I'm on stage. I'm working with this kid named Kevin Kramus, who's still a comic in Michigan. And I'm on stage, and I see this beautiful girl in the audience, and I'm doing the show. I'm just kidding. This is back in the early '80s. Every club's crowded. Every club's jammed. And I'm on stage, and I'm murdering. And I'm seeing this girl sitting there, and she's smiling. She's beautiful. She's looking at me. And it was unbelievable. So the show gets over, and I go to the bar to hang out like we always do.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl comes over and says hi to me. And I look over, and she's gorgeous. Same girl. She's in a wheelchair. I didn't notice she was in a wheelchair. So now she's in a wheelchair, and I'm talking to her, and she's in town for Special Olympics of some sort. She's a swimmer. And she's with her friend, who is a dwarf. A little girl, beautiful little girl, but a dwarf. And she was in there. I don't know if she was a swimmer or whatever she did, but she was also in the Olympics. So I got Kevin Kramus with us. I said, we're going out with these 2 girls. He says, well, wait, what do you mean? I said, we're going to this bar next door. We're going to drink and have a good time. And he said, I said, you're with the dwarf. He said, I don't want to be with the dwarf. I said, you're going to be with the dwarf. So we went next door.
You're fighting over who gets the wheelchair and who gets the dwarf?
I definitely got the
wheelchair. You already
had
the wheelchair.
I had the wheelchair. So we go over next door, and we're dancing. She's in the wheelchair, and I'm dancing around with her, and I'm making him dance. I'm making poor Kevin dance with the dwarf lady. And he's dancing with the dwarf. And so the end of the night comes, and we're like, okay, we're going to go back to their place. And this poor Kevin Kramus is like, I don't want to. I don't want to go. I think you're good. I said, you ever want to
fucking go? You
ever want to work this club again? I'm doing that. So we get him outside, and next thing I know, I finally realized I gotta pick, and I finally realized at that point that this is just too
much work,
too bizarre. And so I told Kevin, I let Kevin off there. And I remember telling him, we're not doing this. And he did one of these. And I just remember I saw him like 20 years later.
What do you think would have happened if I was with you?
Oh, we're definitely doing that.
We're
got a foursome. There's a fucking wheelchair on the bed.
There would have been a fucking circus.
Dwarf hanging from the dresser. All kinds of bad shit. You got the dwarf in the wheelchair.
I would have came out with some like rouge on my cheeks, fucking.
Yeah, it would have got way out there. Yeah. So.
See, that was you. Thank God for you. I wasn't around then.
Yeah. I got to a certain point that the liquor kind of wore off, and I kind of went, well, okay, this is. Fuck them for a story. And I was at that point where I'm like, nah, I'm done with this. Where, if you're around, then
Could you imagine if we were the same age, how much different your career would probably be?
You'd be sitting here by yourself because when
you'd have died.
When did Willie die? 2001.
Right after that old wheelchair midget escapade.
Yeah, that was like, I'm trying to think, that was probably 1984, 80. Something like 80, 45, 40 years ago.
So not only that, they all had green eyeshadow.
Oh yeah, it was. Now I'm thinking 40 years. How old did Dwarfs don't live that long? She's probably
what?
I don't think they live that long.
What?
I think dwarves have shortened lifespan. I think. I don't know. Chris has abandoned the show. Chris is in his car someplace.
I feel like they actually live for hundreds.
No, I'm here.
Years.
You might be right. I might have that wrong. They might not ever die.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
You think they have a shorter lifespan because they're shorter?
No, they live a long time, and if
they actually live to be 150,
unless you say their name Rumpelstiltskin times, then
Brad Williams was supposed to be a guest on the.
Oh, really?
On the False Start show.
I've never met him.
Never put it together,
yeah.
And I would have to. That'd be a great question to ask him. If we ever get him on as a guest.
Oh, you don't even want to know the score of this game, do you?
Just be like, are they getting murdered?
No.
Are they winning?
They're up 74-73 with 7 seconds left.
The Hawks are? Oh, fuck. Oh, I wish we could get that on somehow. I feel like we could. Well, it doesn't matter.
How about we go to a break? There's a couple minutes of break time here, and you guys can watch the rest of this Iowa defeat.
There you go. Let's take a break. Where are we anyway?
You're gonna look up dwarfs, aren't you, Chris?
Lifespan of dwarfs.
That's what I was doing earlier when you guys.
7 seconds left.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, get a word from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll hit the topics that I have for you guys tonight.
Cool.
Shit, I don't know.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
When energy meets precision, anything is possible.
I'm Carter Hawley, the Chief Energy Officer of the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm full of energy on and off the court, but nothing gives me more energy than helping families find their dream home. And that's where Green Beret Realty comes in. They're more than just realtors. They're a team dedicated to getting things right for you and your family, just like we get it right on the court. No basket. That was on the floor before the shot. Out of bounds. Come on. Can you believe that? You can't take that away from me.
That call was absolutely terrible. Are you guys cautiously trying to be this bad? I mean, does your mom not love you?
Have you seen how old my partner is? My back hurts already from carrying him all night. And I've heard enough out of you.
So you're gone. Fine.
Jim, are you blind? Basket's good. We've got a three-pointer. Sometimes it takes a team to get the call right. And when you're buying a home, you want a team that makes all the right calls. That is Green Beret Realty. And here's the best part. When you buy or sell a home through Dan at Green Beret Realty and mention this ad, he'll make a donation to the We Will Collective, helping student athletes like me thrive on and off the court.
That call's so easy, even we can make it.
Green Beret Realty, because getting the call right means everything.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back.
Game
Okay.
isn't. Game's not over yet.
All
Doesn't
right,
matter.
well,
Doesn't matter.
I have
Yeah, I don't.
three,
It's
I
all
have three
good.
different topics.
All
Three
right.
different topics. I'll let you guys pick the first one. We can either do a nostalgic topic, a what if topic, or a crazy news story.
Let's go. Crazy news story.
It works for me.
They told insurers a bear damaged their car, but it was actually a person in a costume. 4 residents from the Los Angeles area were arrested this week after an investigation in insurance fraud revealed that they allegedly used a life-size bear costume to stage attacks on their vehicles in an attempt to secure a 6-figure payout. The suspects have been charged with insurance fraud and conspiracy. Their alleged scam cost 3 insurance companies a total of $141,000.
Did they?
Operation. I got to share my screen here because the
Yeah, I got to see the bear.
costume itself. This is the bear.
Oh, look! They had those claws. Those are what you use to pull pork.
Operation Bear Claw began earlier this year after one of their claims gave an insurance company pause. In January, the suspects claimed that a bear had entered their 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost and caused interior damage, which was parked in Lake Arrowhead, a region of San Bernardino. The suspect provided video footage of the alleged incident on their unnamed insurance company, which the department has since posted online. Oh, we got to see this. Hold on. Let me bring it up here. Stop sharing.
They're always in the Rangers' hair. And you will find them there.
Okay, so obvious. Okay, so it was a Rolls Royce.
Here we go.
Can't afford to pay for it
They will
anymore.
sleep
All right, here we go.
Before they start.
I'm trying to think of the
They'll have
motivation.
basket that's in Jellystone Park. Millionaire.
Hey, boo boo.
Smarter than the average bear.
Oh, look, it happened to open the door.
It opened the door. Oh, look, it's honking the horn.
Holy shit.
Because the bear would be able to open the door and not just bust through the window.
Oh my god.
How high are you? Do you think that this would work?
It probably would have worked if they didn't do the fucking video footage. You dumb fucks. They tried to
How
go to the
crazy
next
is
level.
this?
Just do it without the video footage. You might have pulled it off. But also, they didn't fucking do anything to the outside of the car.
Right. There's no scratches. Like,
I can't figure out the
and then he
motivation
slips
for
out.
this.
Oh, if he shuts the door, that'll be even better. There's the damage.
Disappears into the night.
You know what?
Oh, okay. Now, for a real bear would have done so much
You know
worse.
what? Now, you watch these NCISs and all that shit. They could go in there with all kinds of stuff to find out if that's a real bear claw. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the kind of shit you can get the hair
Right.
off of there. I mean, they'll pull all the hair off and find out it's like, this is a synthetic.
Well, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that unless they get the red flag thrown up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they could have just
This
taken
is
that.
so bad.
But they did
So
such a
bad.
shit job too. Like you look,
Yeah.
you can see that they used those fucking. That's what I have upstairs to pull pork with when I fucking smoke them. Shoulder.
See if there's any barbecue.
Like that's what you
with it,
pull. Yeah, they're using those barbecue. And that's what they're called. They're called bear claws.
Oh, they're-
It's so. It's
Oh,
so obvious that, and they like put like 4 different scratches on in the back seat, and that's it.
so upon further scrutiny of the video, the investigation determined the bear was actually a person in a bear costume. Detectives found 2 more claims involving the same suspects from the same date and location, but involving different cars, a 2015 Mercedes and a 2022 Mercedes. The suspects had also provided video footage of these alleged incidents, which followed the similar pattern to the first, but the suspicious authorities didn't rely solely on their animal instincts. They took additional steps to sniff out the truth.
Oh,
They had here you go, Willie. You were right. They had a biologist from the California
There you go.
Department of Fish and Wildlife review the 3 alleged bear videos, and they also opined it was clearly a human in a bear suit. They executed a search warrant and found the bear costume, complete with a furry snouted head, paws, and metal tools in the shape of claws, in the suspect's home.
well, if that's the case, then we ought to get those same people checking out the Zapruder film.
Exactly.
Like,
Right.
They could tell it was a person in a suit. They should be
That's like that first. Remember, did you ever go back and watch the first Godzilla movie? Godzilla, you can see the zipper on the costume with the fucking Godzilla knocking over Tokyo. Yeah,
stepping on
Shit.
toy cars.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, what's next, Chris?
Okay. On Reddit.
Oh wait, hold on. So they obviously just can't afford these cars, right? What's
Yeah.
the motivation here?
That would be the only.
They
I
got
could
these
think of.
cars, lost their jobs,
Yeah.
something. Is there anything like that in there?
Nope,
Chris? Doesn't give any
no motive whatsoever in
Gotcha.
here.
All right,
Yep.
go ahead. Sorry, Reddit.
That's all right. Okay. Ask Reddit. The question was, what poor meal would you still eat if you were a billionaire?
A poor meal. Billy just
Yeah.
fucking ate it tonight. Tell me if
Chili?
you ate with your chili.
Oh, Willie's fucking freaked out because
He made chili. He makes good chili.
I put
That's
a
all right.
peanut butter sandwich in my chili.
Oh, I love that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a thing?
absolutely. Yes, my dad did it for years. Every time we had chili, it was peanut butter sandwich with it, and he'd drink a glass of milk.
Oh man, that's some hillbilly.
Okay,
shit.
so did he just like dip it in it?
Yes. Yes.
See, I break it apart in chunks and put it in there
Oh, okay.
with crackers and cheese.
Okay.
My chili is like a fucking concrete mixer oatmeal by the time I get done with it.
Don't watch him do it either.
And I'll tell you where it came from is when I was a kid, school lunch when they had chili.
Yeah.
They served it with a peanut butter sandwich, and
Really?
carrot sticks and
I
celery
didn't even
sticks.
know that was a thing together.
And so a friend of mine and I, when we were in like, I don't know, 3rd or 4th grade, we decided we were going to start trying to gross everybody out at lunch.
Yeah.
So we started mixing all our food together on our tray. And we would always act, it would look disgusting. We would always act like it was delicious, even if it was gross.
But this was actually delicious.
This is actually good. I've done it ever since.
Back to his question. Kraft macaroni and cheese. There's no reason never to stop eating that. Right?
Well,
and ramen noodles.
I can tell you 2
Ramen noodles.
I mean, for me, it'd be more snack type things than meals.
Like what?
Like, I'm thinking of the poor kid shit that I do right now that I don't have to.
Yeah.
I'll eat just a cheese and Miracle Whip sandwich.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing but a piece of American cheese and Miracle Whip.
A fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
I love a fried bologna sandwich till this day.
I still will eat. I'll take American cheese, fold it into 4, so there's 4 pieces.
Yeah.
Saltines.
Yeah.
And a pickle.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. Now, Chris, what would you do? What's your poor man meal?
Mine probably would have been ground hamburger and pork and beans. My mom would make that all the time, and I.
Well, you know what's so funny?
As a matter of fact, I made that last week.
Yeah, there's what's funny is like I've eaten at 5-star restaurants, and to be honest, a lot of that shit is no different. They just present it differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all the same. I mean, it's funny because I remember when I was a kid, my mom would make fried meatballs that were fantastic, but we were little kids, she would actually give us the raw meat to test it to make sure there was enough garlic and people would say, "Oh my god, I can't believe you!" And then of course, then you go to a fancy restaurant and you eat fucking steak tartare. What's the difference? You know what I mean? It's the same thing. I mean, yeah. So
I remember a buddy of mine in high school. We were over at his house, and his dad had the foam. You know, you just had the foam tray with the plastic over it with the steak.
Yeah.
He just had the foam tray with the raw steak on it, just
there you go.
eating chunks. I'm like, what the fuck?
I would eat steak tartare. I mean, I go to those fancy places. I eat the steak tartare, and it's like it's no different than the raw meatball mix I used to.
Is it cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's steak tartare. They've got a raw egg in there. It's and you pay more money than or you eat goose liver, shit like that. I mean,
is it just to like? Yes, I'm a cunt too.
Exactly,
like,
pretty much. I mean, I used to like when I get taste of it, but I mean, I would eat goose liver, which is no different than bratwurst, which is a poor man's thing to eat. I mean, it's the same bullshit.
No shit.
Yeah.
Where did you eat steak tartare?
Oh, and you could go to 801 or go to the Prime in Providence.
And that's what you ordered?
Yeah, that's an appetizer.
Why did you order it?
I used to like it. I mean, that was the thing that I would.
How'd you find out you liked it?
Because when I was a little kid, I was one of those.
Oh, like you said, your mom.
When I was a little kid, my brother Johnny would only eat one thing, and I would eat fucking everything. And I was just that little kid. I made my daughter that way. When my daughter was little, we would go out to eat. There wasn't that I'm only going to eat this, or I would say you're going to fucking try everything. My daughter was eating sushi and mussels and shit like that when she was 8, 9 years old. I said you're going to just try all this shit.
Yeah.
Don't be that person that goes out and then shakes your nose. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't like that bullshit. I don't like people that won't try everything.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I can't do that. If you're allergic to it, fine, everything. But don't.
So there's nothing out there that you've never tried just because you knew you wouldn't like it.
No, I've tried everything. When I used to eat
some doesn't just smell bad. You're like, eh.
I never liked candy sweet potatoes when
but you tried them.
Yeah, I tried.
But I'm saying there's nothing. I can tell you right now. I've never tried sauerkraut. I've never even tried it. The smell, just like couldn't.
Well, if the smell, if it bothers you that bad, all right. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are just so fucking. My brother Johnny was like, they were so fucking picky, just would not try anything.
I think nobody really likes sushi. I think people just say they like sushi. I love sushi. I think you're full of shit.
I love it.
It's fucking.
Well, you like Asian food though.
Yeah, but sushi's like fucking.
Because it's raw. Is that what bothers you?
It's just gross. I've tried all of it.
I mean, well, I've seen you eat when you go to when we go to the Thai restaurants. You like to eat the sticky rice with the.
Oh yeah, you mean the Thai? Yeah, like papaya salad. I'll eat.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm not a dude that ain't tried shit.
Yeah.
I've tried all the sushi.
I'm
convinced that people pretend to like it.
I'm almost like Andrew Zimmerman. That he does that. I'll go and eat a lot of, but that fucking Andrew Zimmerman, he gets like, and then he tries to explain shit and it just grosses you out.
Yeah.
He'll be eating the cartilage, the succulent cartilage of the mucus of this, and I'm like, no, you gotta fucking draw a line, But as far as just I mean, I'll go to different places and I will, when in Rome, I'll do all that shit.
I think that, me too. I'm a when in Rome guy.
Yeah.
But I think that sushi just has an inherent flavor I don't like, and texture.
How about like tempura? You don't like those? Yeah.
No, I think it's because of the rice. Because seaweed doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Because I've eaten the Hawaiian spam thing.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
They got that bed of rice
exactly.
wrapped in seaweed with spam on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've eaten that, and that's good. I like that. Yeah. So I know it's not the seaweed.
Yeah.
And
you
like I said, I've
rice.
tried all. But sticky rice and sushi rice are two different things.
Yeah, without doubt. Yeah.
Because sticky rice is naturally sticky.
Yeah.
Sticky rice is called sweet rice.
Yeah.
And you just steam it and it sticks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sushi rice is, I believe, jasmine. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what kind of actual rice it is, but it's white rice.
Yeah.
And it is made to be sticky. Like they use a lot of vinegar.
Yeah.
And I think it's that vinegar that
you
gets
enjoy.
me.
Okay.
I don't like barbecue sauces, for example. I want to say Carolina. You know, you got the different barbecues.
Yeah, they say from different.
I want to say it's Carolina. I feel like the sauces in Carolina are a lot more vinegary.
Yeah.
So I tend to not like those as much.
Yeah. But you'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I find out. Oh, too much vinegar or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But I like poor man food. I mean, like today I was at home and I made the ramen. I got the ramen and I chopped up some.
I like ramen.
Green onions and some mushrooms in there, and I ate that. I mean,
Now that I'm diabetic, I can't eat those.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can, but it's just.
Yeah, and I still love bologna.
I
fucking love bologna.
I like bologna.
Yeah.
I like this. I like that fucking ham and cheese loaf with just the little chunks of cheese. Yeah.
When we were kids, what was that? Do you remember head cheese? Was that?
Yes.
No, never.
Yeah.
My dad used to talk about it.
Yeah.
I once came home and my dad was cooking a cow's tongue, and I was absolutely out on that deal. So
I don't know.
Willie, when you say somebody should try everything, I was out on that deal. I was not about to eat that.
You ever had the lengua taco?
Nope. Don't even know what that is.
I like a menudo. Menudo's got tongue in it, I believe.
Lingua's tongue.
Yeah.
No thanks. All right, next topic. The Des Moines Reddit stream had an interesting question, so I thought I would kind of switch it around. This person wanted to know if anybody had planned or been part of a scavenger hunt bar crawl in Des Moines. But my question to you guys is if you were to take somebody around that's new to Des Moines, what 4 or 5 bars or famous restaurants, current or maybe no longer here, would you want to take them to?
Well, I would start with High Life and El Bay, probably, just because you're gonna check a lot of boxes with those two.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. And those, I mean, when I went to bars all the time, that's where I hung out the most. I would start there. I would take them to Manhattan Deli for lunch. Definitely make them get a Tuesday special at Manhattan Deli.
Yeah.
There was a time where Fong's would have been way up there, and I'm not. I don't know about that now.
I can't. We can't go past because there's way too many of them. Because I would go back to Babes and Johnny and K's and Rocky.
So Babes was right, and Babes was number 1 on my list.
Well, Babe was best man at my mother and father's wedding and was godfather to my brother. Okay. So we grew up with Babes.
But Babes is Chuck's.
Yeah,
basically.
Brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, so you'd go to Chuck's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But and that would have been one that on my list would be Chuck's because that's my neighborhood.
Yeah. But I mean, like the charcoal room, I could go back to all those old places. But as far as now, where I would bring them, I would think would be Noah's. I mean, that's been around since the 40s.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. I mean, 801 still. I mean, it's one of the best steaks in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is that good. I'm trying to think of other places that not so much me, but what would be representative of Des Moines.
I'd probably take them to Barada's is always one of my favorites.
Yeah, Barada. I mean, some of the Tamiya's and Sons. I mean, that's been around. I'm trying to think of something.
Italian's easy though.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that's been around for longer than a long time, but
Bebops.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to take
that's a
Tasty Tacos.
Tasty Tacos is
take them down to Graziano's and get them a sandwich there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Graziano's is that's take them to A&E.
The 2 old ones that came off of my head was Babes and Mustards. The old Mustards place on the south.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
So
you can just go to the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
That's the thing is a lot of that stuff you can just
find. Go to either Drake Diner or Club Car and take them and get them a rare bit burger that they used to serve at Yonkers.
That rare burger.
Yeah. Back when we were kids.
You could also shoot a couple people.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But
always get dark, don't you? You're like little Willie.
It's gotta get dark.
Little Willie went to the restaurant.
In honor of the Iowa game, I'm going to call a little bit of overtime because I have 2 other topics that I kind of want to get your take on.
Are they in overtime?
They are in overtime. Yep. So I think this is going to be a weekly segment. What stupid shit did Donald Trump say this week? So today,
I heard.
So the B&B, got to go to B&B.
Did he really say? Did he really say he wants to change the Gulf of Mexico?
Yes.
The Gulf of America.
He wants to call it he wants to change the name of Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America.
Because
frankly,
who said that he said? Is there video of him?
There's video of him saying it. Yes.
Show me.
Okay, you guys talk amongst yourself.
Yeah, because here's where I'm at on Donald Trump now.
Yeah.
You got to hear it. I'm with you. Got to hear it.
No, I want to hear it. Yeah, because this is where I'm at now with Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Is I just had this fucking fight with my sister at Christmas time. The amount of things that I just let people tell me about him and didn't go look and then when I went and looked, and they were fucking straight up lying.
I'm right where you are. I followed the media on the liberal side all the way through, and I believed everything they said. And what I really believed was when they said, "Oh, we got this in the bag," because I heard it from all of them.
Yeah.
And then,
that's a prediction.
But anymore, what's scary, Billy, is with AI and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Half the time, you could see something and it could completely be not real.
But
I agree.
I'm just annoyed with the regurgitation. Like I just saw a video a buddy of mine posted. Who his name's Eric. He's Michael Blackson's road manager.
Yeah.
And
he
posted this video. Yeah, he posted this video that was like, they want us to hate him.
Yeah.
And it was literally showed a video of Kamala Harris talking about how in 2024, Donald Trump still refuses to condemn these white supremacists and yada, yada, yada. And then right after that, there's 4 different clips of him condemning white supremacy in no uncertain terms, flat out condemning all of it.
Editing.
And I'm like, you guys are straight up fucking lying.
A lot of editing.
You don't have to do that.
No.
If in fact he just said what he said, you don't have to lie. Let him do it on his own.
Watch his lips and let's see if he really said this.
$60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America. What a beautiful name.
Wow. How do you how do you pull that through? How do you get that done? Who's in charge of changing names of the world?
First thing I thought of is like, how does that work?
How does that work?
Like,
who names this shit?
I still feel I'm telling you, there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that. Like, I am the last person to defend that fucking scumbag. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand that fucking guy. But that's just, there's got to be
a lot of shit he does is like there's a lot of tongue in cheek with this guy.
That's what I mean. Like, sometimes I feel like he's just fucking with people.
I think so too. I just don't know. I don't know who's the person you go to and say, okay, listen, the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. Let me look right. Mexico. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's cancel that. America. There, done deal.
I mean,
get every fucking map and let's change it.
I mean, how's it different than changing the name of a street?
Well,
well, obviously, but I'm saying like ML King Parkway used to be Harding Road.
Harding Road, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
At one point, they
decided a lot of the older Italians on the south side still is Harding.
It's still Harding Road. Yeah, just like it's still Sec Taylor Stadium, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm guessing it's a similar thing. Like you have, it's just the higher level. So you have,
and then there's always going to be people that are not going to call it that. So
and then you have to probably have a certain number of signatures or something. Is that how you change?
How the fuck? Yeah. How does that work?
You do a national, what's that called? Fucking, why can't I think of it? Petition. You do a national petition.
I don't know.
Please sign. I mean, how many emails do you get now? Sign the petition to stop Donald Trump.
Well, it's
renaming the Gulf of Mexico.
The Gulf of Mexico is Florida and Alabama and on that side of Texas, right? That's the Gulf of Mexico, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Florida, Louisiana, yeah.
And part of Mexico, that whole
Mexico.
peninsula inside there.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
okay, last topic. I want to get your guys' take on this Skip Bayless. Have you heard this story about
No.
Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor at FS1?
Real quick, a little tiny bit, real quick. So, are we going to change New Mexico to New America?
That only makes sense.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to take every fucking
anything that says Mexico,
everything that references
Mexico,
and another country? Like,
that's right. I think that's what happened. I think we're just basically trying to get rid of
like
Mexico as a whole.
Like, you go to New York and you can't go to Chinatown. You got to go to
America Town,
but you have to like say it in some way that it implies that it's still Chinatown. Yeah. America Town.
So what were you saying, Chris?
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Hey, it's your show. I'm just sitting here. So there's a new lawsuit filed last week with some serious allegations involving Fox Sports and defendants, including Executive Vice President of Content Charlie Dixon, former personality Skip Bayless, and FS1 host Joy Taylor. The allegations were first reported in the suit filed Friday. Noshin Farhara alleges that Dixon, the head of content for FS1, grabbed her buttocks at a birthday party in West Hollywood when she relayed an encounter to Taylor. The Fox host allegedly told her to get over it, according to the suit. It started also with Bayless alleged lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while patting her body and offering her up to $1.5 million to have sex with him, and claimed he could change her life.
Bayless is like 70-something years old, isn't he?
Right, yes. The suit also claims Bayless accused Farhara of sleeping with Shannon Sharp, his co-star.
You know what?
Wait a minute. Okay. Bayless, she's saying Skip Bayless
yes.
Give her this money?
Yes. Offered her $1.5 million to sleep with her.
Yeah, I see. I always want to err on the. I mean, I would never want to say, "Oh, she didn't." But I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know exactly what she looks like. I guess she's probably very, very hot. But let's be honest. If you really are, if you got $1 million to give away to get some pussy, I mean, there's a lot of people you could go to, and that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, why that person?
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't want to say she's not telling the truth, but that just seems.
I read something. I hadn't heard any of this. Now it makes sense because I had read something about where Skip Bayless apparently said Joy Taylor had been fucking some dude or something.
Yeah. Well, what's he care?
Right?
Yeah.
Was that part of this, Chris?
Was it the Shannon
Stephen A. Smith's response? What's that? Is what?
I read something
Shannon
somewhere where
claims
Skip Bayless said that Joy Taylor was fucking some dude at Fox Sports or something.
Emmanuel Acho, and that's how she moved to the other show, and she's moved up, is claiming that she has slept her way to the top.
Good for her if she can get that.
Stephen A. Smith said, "I know the Skip Bayless I know has a hard time giving away $15. He's one of the cheapest people I know, but
Chris,
that doesn't mean that I have any inside knowledge."
Do it like Stephen A. Smith. The Skip Bayless I know. You got to get all into that. The Skip Bayless I know.
Skip Bayless won't give away $15.
$15.
He ain't gonna give the $1.5 million.
Exactly. Gotta get all crazy and shit.
Oh, and that's the news.
Isn't that crazy that in this day and age that shit still goes on? How does that shit still go on? Really?
I'm just upset nobody's ever offered me anything.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ! Talk about integrity.
Yeah, kid.
I'd fuck Skip Bayless for $1.5 million.
I'd like to see that on those virtual glasses. I'd like to watch that.
Yeah, you put on the fucking
and watch Skip Bayless come at you
and watch Skip Bayless just clap me for fucking.
It's a whole new
minute and a half.
Whole new episode of First Take.
He'd nail you, then he'd Willie you after.
He's in his 70s. His fucking dick can't get that hard. I could handle.
I'm almost 69.
I could handle half of his chub. There's no way he could full chub me. He'd have to fucking Skip would have to fucking fold it in there. He'd just have to fucking.
And the only way I know how to get Billy fully erect.
Oh God.
Iowa 97, Nebraska 87.
Hey, there we go.
And Billy has reached full erection.
That's right. Fully erect.
Oh my God.
They got a lot more to do before they're going to get me erect. This basketball team. I love them. I mean, Josh Dix, I fucking love that kid. I think he's a baller.
I think Sanford had a dream of
and I really like Freeman. But
No.
I just don't think this is a good team, really. I mean, they're
Sanford 30, Dix 31.
the thing about Iowa under Fran is they're almost always better than I think they're going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But they don't go.
They
You
just
know?
don't. They just don't have the athletes. I mean, they just don't.
Like, remember when they had like Jared Uthoff and there was that Iowa State game where he had like 30 in the first half. We ended up losing to him or whatever. Like
Those guys, that's the La Festa Rose syndrome.
Like you watch a game like I remember watching that game and going, we're the only team in the country that could lose that lead.
Yeah.
And it's because they play no fucking defense.
None.
And we always have big guys that don't rebound.
You got to get the football team and the basketball team to collide.
I don't even know that would help.
No. I thought.
Although you know what? So we didn't really talk about Nashville. I know we got to wrap it up here soon, but I did have a blast in Nashville, and I went for the party no matter what. I didn't, and in fact, these fringe bowl games now,
They don't mean nothing.
I mean, they really kind of they do and they don't. Like if you want to win the game,
Sure.
and it's fun to have the trophy,
Yeah.
and all that stuff, but the amount of guys that don't play or do different. I'm now, Iowa had most guys played, but we didn't have Caleb Johnson, the fucking top 4 running back in the country. And
How about the Iowa State game where the
quarterback fucking quit at halftime?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it
it's just
doesn't make any sense.
it just kind of skews everything. So in bowl games, have you ever been to a bowl game, Chris?
Yes, I was. I actually was at an Iowa one back in '87, and then I was at an Iowa State one a few years ago.
Okay,
I was at the Holiday Bowl when they played Wyoming.
What about? Have you been to an Iowa State one?
I was at the Memphis Bowl last year.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but I've now been to 2 bowl games, and the Big Ten championship game. The pregame atmosphere is nowhere near what a home game in Iowa City is like.
Well, you don't have
the
entire
100%. It's not right.
Yeah, it's just a weird.
You don't have the tradition. Energy. You don't have the the energy.
Yeah, the energy's weird. It's it's a lot of. In bowl games, you have a lot more of those rich fans, too.
Right.
That don't really.
They don't care. They're there for the occasion.
They're there to wear the suit,
exactly.
and whatever else. And then obviously it's divided crowd wise. And so it's just at this point, I think I'm good on bowl games. I mean, if they were to go to a playoff or something, and it was really high stakes, then maybe. But at this point.
I would maybe go if it was someplace I'd never been before and I could frame a little bit of a vacation around it. But
and part of
I won't go to Memphis again.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there. I've done Memphis. That's fine.
And I think part of it too is with bowl games. People are going in a day or two early, so they've already been partying.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like a home football game. That's the end of your week. So, like, you haven't been partying for 2 days and you're tired by the time the game starts.
But you know what? College football's changed so much in the fact that let's take Iowa, for instance. Even let's say Iowa made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you got one of your great running backs, and he's a junior, and he's got to make it to the pros. And the game before, he kind of like tweaks a hamstring. All right. He's not going to play in that next game. Where back in the old days, he's going to play because this game meant everything. And now it no matter how much, even for these championship games, even with the teams that they're going to play, Notre Dame and all them, those guys that are really good, they're going to go next level, going to play on Sundays. It don't mean that much.
One little thing, yeah.
They're not going to. Yeah,
it depends.
Yeah,
because I think it's different if it's going to be a playoff game, like if they're playing for a national championship.
Yeah,
but like you said, a running back tweaks a hamstring. Now, is he now less effective than his backup because of his tweaked hamstring?
Well, that's the whole thing now anymore. That your backups anymore aren't as good because they can go to another school.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have. You used to have like the Alabama's had a 5-star running back, and the backup was a 5-star running back.
Right.
Well, the backup is now at Auburn.
Probably leaving. Yeah,
he's someplace else now. So,
but anyway, the good thing is you get a little more, fan interaction and stuff. Like, after the game, I ended up having drinks downtown with some players and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you were
like,
saying that. You get a good time.
Shit, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And you get to buy them a shot and be like, man, thanks for all the joy you've provided me for.
And that's exactly what it's supposed to be. So you got exactly what.
No,
you
it's great. And at one point, Chris, you'll love this. So I'm at the bar with a few. I'm not going to name any names because who knows if they would give a shit or not. So I don't want to do that. But I went up to. I go, all right. Let's just be real for a second. How much pussy you guys getting?
The question you want to ask these kids.
They of course started laughing. And one of them started showing me pictures of his girlfriend. And I was like, you fucking wholesome fucking kid. Stop it. I want to know your body count. I don't give a shit about your girlfriend.
Yeah, you're going to tell me you actually go to class?
Yeah, he's showing me how beautiful. Of course she's fucking beautiful. You're a Division I football player.
Exactly.
But
I go through life like me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I thought. I was like, because I just want to know, because if I were you guys, I'd have all the AIDS.
Yeah.
All of it.
Okay.
No doubt.
All right, it's time to wrap it up.
You're the Johnny Manziel of it, would you?
Fuck yeah, dude. I would totally. Oh my God, I'd have been so fucking. Let's
go. Time to wrap up.
Yep, let's get out of here. I'll go rewatch this game now. A lot more fun to watch when you know the outcome.
Exactly. Big game.
That's not
big
true.
win. Big win, baby.
Yeah, huge win over another team full of fucking white guys. Great.
They're playing Principal Financial.
We won the fucking. We won the
downtown.
We won the contest of the sneaky athletic gym rats.
Coaches' sons who play.
Yeah, a bunch of coaches' kids, bunch of cerebral players.
Exactly.
High motor.
All right. High motor guys. Yeah, big locker room guys. All right, let's fucking get out of here.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Ku Klux brand.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Right.
All right. Thank you
Tune
guys.
in,
we love you. See you in a week.
Be sure to subscribe, like, follow their pages.
Stop.
Have a great night.
Whatever you have to do.
Smash it.